Pittsburgh earning a 3-1 win. It was the Panthers' first ever victory over the Hokies in the history of their program. Virginia Tech with 5 all-time wins over the Panthers. In just a moment, we'll get to starting lineups and formations for tonight's matchup. Run through the goalkeepers for each team as well.
We, the ACC, are committed to seeing each other as equals and treating each other with respect and dignity at all times, recognizing that our differences don't divide us, but they make us stronger.
Players take a knee for social justice. It's something we've seen in every ACC match this season, and a very important movement that the players are supporting. Wonderful to see each match in the ACC. And now we get underway between Pittsburgh and Virginia Tech. The Hokies starting out in a 4-4-2. Christo Strickler and Jacob Labovitz on the top of that. From left to right in the midfield, Cameron Lennon, Daniel Pereira, the attacking midfielder, Mayola Kenua, the holding mid, with Chris Little on the right side. And in the back for Virginia Tech, Kyle McDowell, Sievert Haugley, Nathan Durst, and Jacob Blumler. That's from left to right as well. And Matt Zambetti making his Virginia Tech debut in goal tonight, as the Hokies' starting goalkeeper, typically Matthias Swaneveld, who has started every match for the last 2 seasons for Virginia Tech, unavailable tonight. As the Hokies with a quick break here, that's Labovitz and Rafael Crivillo, the left back for the Panthers tonight. And from left to right for Pittsburgh, it's Crivillo, Bryce Washington, Arturo Ordonez, Jasper Lafelsend, Jackson Walty, Filip Mirkovic in the defensive midfielders, Velko Petkovic at attacking mid, Alexander Dexter, Valentin Noel, and Bertine Jackson across the top. Pittsburgh in a 4-2-3-1 with Nico Campuzano in goal tonight. He's played every game this season for Pittsburgh, including 2 exhibition matches to start the year for the Panthers against Wake Forest and Louisville.
It's been a good start so far. Both teams getting touches on the ball. Virginia Tech has settled in fairly well so far, and we'll see how they progress as the game moves on.
Panthers coming off a win Tuesday night over Syracuse. It was 3-2 in double overtime. And Bertine Jackson got the game winner off an assist from the center back, Arturo Ordonez. That came in the 103rd minute at Syracuse. And David, that's one of many exciting ACC contests we've seen as of late.
Yeah, it's been really impressive how Pitt's gone on the road and won their first 2 games.
Petkovic in the box has a go, and just like that, in the 3rd minute of our action tonight, Velko Petkovic puts the Panthers on the board early.
Well, I think it just shows you the firepower that this team has. Jasper Loffelson was able to get up high on the field from his right back position, create damage and space for Petkovic to find the ball and pick out the far corner for a nice finish. 1-0 Panthers.
Tremendous start for Pittsburgh, no other way to put it. And a not so tremendous start for Virginia Tech in their first few minutes of action in this 2020 season.
And now it's going to be really important for Virginia Tech to settle in, to make sure that they're able to gain some momentum, string some passes together. They're looking for Labovitz, and they'll look for Christo Strickler up top throughout the night. But that is not the start that Coach Bissendine wanted for his team. He wanted to be able to keep the Panthers off the board. He wanted to be able to not concede early. And so right now, that's going to be a big challenge for the Hokies.
Now looking to the right side, Virginia Tech. Ball sent in, headed away by Loffelson. was Jacob Blumler who sent it in, pressing forward from the right back position for the Hokies.
And the rain's back now, Jason, so it looks like I believe it's Hurricane Delta has reached Pittsburgh, or at least the effects of it.
David, you and I weren't expecting rain tonight. We were checking the forecast frequently and looked like we were in the clear. Alas, here we are. Hopefully should fade away, and we really, other than that, would have the perfect weather for soccer. Just under 70 degrees. Otherwise, a nice night here in Pittsburgh.
And look at, it was Valentin Noel pursuing the ball there, putting Haugli under pressure in the back.
Now Strickler. Ordonez gets ahead on that one.
Virginia Tech.
Go ahead, David.
No, I was just going to say Virginia Tech definitely looking to play in the pit half of the field, put pressure on the back line there, and get the ball up to their forwards. So they're definitely trying to get forward.
And Christo Strickler, preseason ACC watch list player in his senior year, led the Hokies in goals the past 2 seasons, had double-digit goals in each of those last 2 seasons. So he is certainly one to keep an eye on tonight, wearing number 15 in black for Virginia Tech.
He's from Columbus, Ohio, out of Hilliard, home of the Early Television Museum. Did you know that, Jason?
I did not.
So I'm sure he went on a lot of field trips there growing up, but went to high school at St. Charles Prep out there.
One thing that can be promised with David on the broadcast is not only will you get soccer, you'll get some fun facts as well. Only 5 minutes in, you've already got one. Panthers possess in the midfield. I was going to mention is that Valentin Noel is playing up high for Pittsburgh on top of the 4-2-3-1 formation. Panthers without Edward Kiza, recently named unavailable from the Panthers roster for the rest of this season.
Yeah, I think that's a big blow for Pitt, losing Kiza. And obviously they've done well to win their last 2 games without him. And I think that's a testament to the depth of this squad and the talent that they have, especially the attacking players, but throughout the squad. But that's definitely a significant loss for the Panthers.
But as you said, David, Pittsburgh doing a good job of finding offense in his absence. Scored 3 goals against Notre Dame, scored 3 on the road, as I mentioned, at Syracuse on Tuesday.
Yeah, and you see Petkovic there in the wall, number 19. He's already got a goal tonight. He had 2 the other night up at Syracuse for his first, I think his first 2-goal game. So I'd definitely be looking for him to cause more trouble tonight, and he'll be looking to keep going. And here's Pereira on the free kick.
Bends it in and a head on just over the bar. Looked like it came from Strickler. And those are the 2 weapons for Virginia Tech. We talked about Strickler, but Daniel Pereira as well. A sophomore who started every game last season as a freshman and even tied for the team lead with 5 assists, added 5 goals as well. Was a part of the ACC all-freshman team to no surprise.
Yeah, and I remember last year talking to Coach Bizendine about him, where he was extremely happy to land him, and he was a Virginia kid from Roanoke, and it was really important for him to get that young man, a local man, and bring him into the team. And obviously he had an outstanding freshman year last season.
7 minutes in, Panthers with a 1-0 lead thanks to a goal in the 3rd minute from Veljko Petkovic. As you said, David, he has been hot, coming off his first multi-goal game of his career. Now a long ball sent forward. Jackson trying to chase it down. He does get a touch on it, but well defended by the keeper for Virginia Tech, Matt Zambetti.
He did a great job coming out and getting that. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to get to it, and Jackson's extremely fast, so that's a great play by the goalie to come out and then make a play there.
Bertine Jackson, another exciting player offensively for the Panthers. There's a few of them. Of course, got that game winner against Syracuse.
He seems to be able to hurt you in a lot of different ways, Jackson. So, oh, and here comes Strickler.
And Strickler chases it down, and wow. Over the bar there, it came from Jacob Labovitz. and it was served on a platter by Strickler. Labovitz couldn't put it away, and the Panthers catch a break 8 minutes in.
Yeah, that's definitely a break for the Panthers. Labovitz will be disappointed that he wasn't able to put that in the back of the net. It was a great play by Strickler to bust in from the right side, and like you said, he laid it on a plate for him, and Labovitz just wasn't quite able to finish.
And maybe a frustration foul to follow there from Labovitz as he got Loffelson from behind.
I think for Tech, though, it's a good indicator, you know, good opportunity created, and definitely what you want to see more of if you're Tech.
Certainly the Hokies will be happy to create such a great chance after giving up an early lead, but now Dexter is going to be caught offside.
I think he's given a free kick to the Panthers. It looked like Petkovic and I think it was Mayola Kanua were a bit tangled up. And maybe the referee felt like Petkovic had been pulled back a little bit, and I think it let the play go to see if it would progress and then called it back for the foul.
That's absolutely right. Not an offside on Alexander Dexter, but instead a free kick here for the Panthers. Looks like Bertine Jackson's going to touch it off to Petkovic and then right back. Jackson going to fire one up and right at the keeper, but well hit by Jackson. And Matt Zambetti is getting a taste of some ACC strikers right here early on.
Yeah, and I know that the Panthers average about 15 shots a game, so that's not going to be the last piece of action Zambetti gets, but he's performed well so far. I mean, obviously, the Panthers did get on the board, but, you know, that's 2 significant stops he's already made to keep the score where it is.
And when we talked to Virginia Tech coach Mike Brizendine yesterday, he said he's confident in what Matt Zambetti can bring today. Provides depth at the goalkeeper position. Although he didn't play last season, Brizendine is pleased with what he has seen from the 6'1" sophomore Zambetti.
Yeah, we were definitely surprised to hear yesterday that Zambetti was getting a start, to be honest with you. I mean, Swaneveld has started, I think, you know, a significant number of games for Virginia Tech the last couple of years, and so it was quite surprising that he didn't get the nod, but Coach Brizendine was clear that, you know, he felt that Zambetti had won the job and, you know, he was going to start, so it was really interesting to hear about.
Swaneveld, a senior, not only did he start every match of the last 2 seasons for Virginia Tech, but he also led the ACC in saves over the course of the last 2 seasons. Played in the first round of the NCAA tournament last season, shut out Louisville in the postseason. And a 2018 third-team All-ACC player, Swaneveld, and Zambetti there once again to scoop up the shot from Bertine Jackson.
Yeah, and Jackson was kind of given a lot of room to run through the midfield and get that shot off, so Virginia Tech's going to need a better job of stepping to the ball and not allowing the Panthers to get such opportunities so easily.
Good step there by Ordonez to intercept a pass that almost got through to Strickler. Now Crivillo defending Lennon.
I'm really interested by this matchup between Veljko Petkovic and Mayola Kanua in the midfield there. Kanua number 8 for Virginia Tech, Petkovic 19, I'm sorry, for the Panthers.
Kanua comes into Virginia Tech after a season last year at Appalachian State.
Yeah, and he's another product to come through the Monteverde Academy in Florida, just like some of the other players we see throughout the ACC. Some of them on the Panthers team, but it's really a strong program down there that helps prepare kids for college soccer, big-time college soccer, and they're clearly having a lot of success doing it.
That's right, as you mentioned, mix of players from Monteverde Academy. While Nilton De Silva also on the VT roster. Won't see him tonight, but he's another one from Monteverde. And for Pitt, Jackson Walty, along with a few others. Walty, the only starter for Pittsburgh from Monteverde, as Strickler works along the goal line, cuts his way into the box, and cleared away by Mirkovic.
Strickler's had a bright start, definitely finding the ball, causing the Panthers problems at the back. So he's definitely been a bright spot for Virginia Tech at the start of this game. And here you see Haugley coming up for the big throw.
Long throw comes in. Headed on, and Strickler is there for the second head into the back of the net. And Virginia Tech capitalizes off the long throw from the sideline and evens this game 1-1, 13 and a half minutes in.
Yeah, that's a really good goal for Virginia Tech to get themselves some footing in this game, and they're back on even terms. It's 1-1, and I think they're going to be ecstatic with that. Nice set play off the throw-in. I think it was Labovitz was able to flick it on, and Strickler was able to bury it from a couple yards out. And that's a huge play for Virginia Tech. Just what they needed. And I remember Coach Vidovich talking to us about the need to defend set pieces, and there was one. And Virginia Tech was able to capitalize on it. So that's definitely something that the Panthers will be looking to improve on.
David, you saw before the throw was taken, having to dry that soccer ball. It's wet out here. It was raining. Still some rain going on, and long throws are always difficult, and even more so when you've got weather working against you. But Virginia Tech nonetheless with the equalizer, and they credit the goal to Jacob Labovitz. So just like that, we've got a 1-1 match here early on at Ambrose Urbanic Field. Each team with 3 shots so far. Panthers have 3 all on goal. Now a switch field to Jackson, racing down the side. Nice sliding tackle, but Jackson keeps it, and it's finally cleared away. And it looks like it just went left of the flag for a corner kick after being cleared there by Kyle McDowell.
Yeah, he did a good job getting the ball off Jackson down in there, and obviously Jackson's speed is really going to be a handful for Virginia Tech defensively tonight. But it's exciting to watch. I mean, you know, they go across, you know, the big diagonal switch was there, and they got up front real quick. Both these teams have shown that ability early to get up the field quickly and be able to, you know, challenge the other team very, very quickly.
Ordonez gets a head on there. Looks like Dexter may have been in an offside position for the Panthers. It will be called offside. And David, it's got to be so important for Virginia Tech when you give up a goal early on to immediately counter that with one of your own. Because anytime, even from our perspective, you see a goal that quick against the #2 team in the country, you wonder if this could turn into a sloppy game. But the Hokies come back just 10 minutes later and get one of their own.
Yeah, it's very encouraging for Virginia Tech. We were here a couple weeks ago. Pitt played Louisville in their last preseason game and won 5-0. And you know, they really had their way with Louisville that night. And so I've seen them be able to do that. But clearly, Virginia Tech has some stronger pieces in place, or a bit more prepared for this game at this point. So they're clearly ready for the battle tonight. There's a quick throw to Strickler.
Strickler touches to his right, faked out Loffelson a bit. As you mentioned, David, Pitt certainly had their way in that exhibition against Louisville, won it 5-0 right here at Ambrose Urbanic Field. Now to McDowell. Ordonez heads it away. Virginia Tech still on the attack. Mirkovic able to produce a counterattack here. He's got 3 Panthers to his left, 1 to his right. He uses the right side. Valentin Noel crosses low, and it's kicked away for the second Panther corner kick of the night.
I think that was Sievert Haugley was able to get a boot on the cross and get it out for a corner. Good defensive play there. But again, the Panthers attacking quickly.
Looks like McDowell tying his shoe there right in the middle of the box prior to this corner kick.
He's another transfer that's joined this Virginia Tech team. He's an English guy, but came through University of Ottawa.
Cross sent in. Ordonez got a head on it. Washington tried to get his foot on it, but it's cleared away. Now Kenua the other way for the Hokies. The Hokies try to produce a counterattack of their own now.
Some really skillful stuff there by Kenua, bringing it up, settling it down, and then distributing.
This is a Virginia Tech team that returns 7 starters. But David, you and I talked before the game, the defense looks fairly new.
Yeah, I think they had to do some reorganizing. Haugley has dropped back to the center back position. He was holding center mid last year, and they graduated John Ingerson, who's a big loss for them. So, you know, they've had to find some replacements, but clearly there's some in place. Blumler here about to take the throw, has been playing right back for a few years, so he's been around, but Durst doesn't have too many games under his belt, and McDowell's new to the team back there.
Loffelson's pass intercepted there, and going to get called for the foul after the turnover. Chris Little credited with the interception. Loffelson, the team captain for Pitt in just his first season with the program.
Another set piece for Virginia Tech here. It looks like Pereira's over the ball again, and I see some of the big guys are up. Durst is up, and Haugley's up there. Strickler again buzzing around, so lots of threats for Virginia Tech right here. Labovitz also looks like he wants a piece of this.
Just about 30 yards out. Campuzano there for the save. Well hit ball from Pereira.
Well, it's nice we've got a nice open game tonight, Jason. I'm sure that we're not done with the goals, so it's going to be really good to see how this game progresses, what teams are able to accomplish, which teams better able to impose their will on the game.
And David, one thing we talked to Pitt head coach Jay Vidovich about yesterday is he wasn't exactly pleased with how the defense against Syracuse had too much individual action. He wanted to see more collective action from that back line. How would you assess that so far tonight?
It's not been bad, but obviously they've conceded a goal off a set piece, so I think that that's obviously, you know, you would want your defenders to be able to clear that out or not be susceptible to that. But, you know, we'll see how the game progresses and if they're going to be able to snuff out more of the Virginia Tech chances, or if they're, you know, we saw Loffelson giving the ball away coming out of the back there. Those are the type of mistakes you can't have, that you can't give this Virginia Tech team opportunities like that. So I think it's really a matter of, you know, can they stick to the basics and execute the game plan. I know they want to build out the back, but they need to do it cleanly and effectively.
And now we get set for another Virginia Tech free kick. This is about the third or fourth one from inside 35 yards.
Again, Labovitz was the target for a flick on there, and you see Haugley was buzzing around the hive as well. So Virginia Tech's feeling it. They're going to be thrilled that they've got on the board and they're competing. The interesting dynamics for this game, of course, again, it's the first game for Virginia Tech, so they don't necessarily have their game legs under them, so we'll see how they're doing in the 75th, 80th minute. For Pitt, it's a similar situation in the sense that they played a double overtime game Tuesday night, so what are their legs going to look like in the 80th minute of this game? So I think there's a lot to play for here, and obviously, you know, there's a lot of competition going on, especially in the middle of the park.
David, you have to believe that Jacob Labovitz is happy to be the goal scorer, considering he missed a golden opportunity earlier in the match. Had it served to him for a one-time shot from right about the penalty mark, and he hit it over the crossbar.
I mean, you got to have a short memory if you're a striker. I felt like on the goal he flicked it over and Strickler scored it, but you know, we may have to look at it again. But he's been a target on the set pieces, and you saw there on the throw and on the free kick, they're looking for him to flick it on, and he's been really dangerous with that role. And here you see the Panthers just look to slow it down a little bit, build it out of the back. Both teams want to possess the ball, so obviously, you know, it is important to possess and be able to establish as much rhythm as you can.
23 minutes in at Ambrose Urbanic Field. Veljko Petkovic, the goal scorer for Pittsburgh in just the 3rd minute. Now Loffelson will have a go. It's blocked.
There again, Kanua seeing a lot of the ball. He cleans stuff up and he's helping them get going as well. I just find it exciting to watch so many good players and, you know, see the things they're able to do, how they're able to impact games, the special plays they're able to make. So it's, you know, really, I know there's not a lot of colleges, conferences playing right now, but, you know, it's beautiful to watch ACC soccer right now.
And that's something you see quite a lot of in the ACC. A number of very talented players, top programs in the country.
I saw UNC beat Clemson 1-0 last night on the last kick of the game. That was pretty exciting.
And it truly was the last second of that game, David. North Carolina with a header goal inside the box. You don't often see buzzer beaters in soccer, but that certainly was one last night for the Tar Heels.
Yeah, so knocked off number 3 Clemson Tigers. Big win for UNC.
And that's the ACC for you. I mean, there's not really too much of a gap between the ranked teams and the unranked teams as Jackson sends it in. Dexter there for the rebound, blocked on the goal line. And what a stop by Durst to keep this game tied. Nathan Durst was taking on the goalie roll there. Zambetti was trying to defend that first shot. And a heads-up play by the sophomore there.
Yeah, it's a really nice play by his center back. Retreats to the goal line, safe spot, and is able to clear away the shot.
Jackson sends a beautiful through ball to Loffelson. Cross sent in, perfect ball to Noel, and he slots it in the top corner. What a beautiful sequence, David.
Absolutely, Jason. That was tremendous play from Loffelson, build-up play to the cross and the finish by Noel into the top right corner. No doubt about it. Beautiful goal, 2-1 Pitt.
David, when that ball was sent to Loffelson from Jackson, you just had a feeling that a goal was forming for the Panthers.
Yeah, Loffelson's been doing a really nice job pushing forward and supporting the attack, and there you're able to see him find Jackson in space, shoot up the line into space himself, and really unlock that Virginia Tech back line to be able to create such a solid goal-scoring opportunity. And that finish by Noel, I mean, that is not an easy thing to do, and he made it look easy.
He certainly put it in the perfect spot where Zambetti could not get a hold of that one. That is Valentin Noel's first goal of the season. 4th goal of his Pittsburgh career. He's just a sophomore. Was on the All-ACC freshman team last year. Now Virginia Tech comes right back and saved by Campuzano. And David, you are correct. The Virginia Tech goal was now credited to Christo Strickler. So good eye to you.
Right on, thanks. It was a nice goal, so you want to make sure you give him credit. And I think Labovitz gets the assist, so it's not like I'm taking anything away from him. He'll be proud of it. He's had a couple opportunities to get on the score sheet himself, Labovitz, so I'm sure he's going to keep pushing and try and get one in the back of the net.
High-scoring game here in the first half at Ambrose Urbanic Field. David, play has been pretty even, and I expect that we will see this for most of the rest of the night.
Yeah, I think both teams have been able to see a good amount of the ball and generate good attacks, good offense. Tech's impressed me. I mean, they, for their first game, and they're playing the #2 team in the country, I think they're playing very well. They're solid, they're organized. They've had some really good runs of possession and created some good flow in football. So I've been encouraged by what I've seen from Virginia Tech indeed. Both teams seem to have settled into a slightly slower pace of play now. I think probably the reality of being almost half an hour in. As we talked about with Virginia Tech, first game, finding their game legs. They've only really been playing against each other in scrimmages. So, I bet they were so excited to play some different opposition today.
That's right, David. And one thing that surprised us is that we asked Coach Mike Brizendine, and he said they weren't even able to play a game against anybody. No exhibitions like the Panthers had against Wake Forest and Louisville, as Noel very upset about a foul here in the midfield. It will be a yellow card.
I think that was on Haugley, pulled him back. It's sort of a classic centre-back move in the middle of the field when you when you think you're going to get beat and you want to stop a breakaway. Sometimes it's better to take the card, but for Haugley, now he's got caution, so he can't get another one. Noel can be explosive as well. Once he starts running at you, and that's something I've seen time and time again with this Panther team, is if you give them space to run at you, it's just, you're looking for trouble, because they will be more than happy to run into the space and take the attack to you. And they have all kinds of weapons that come in and support the play and follow up at the back post. So, you don't want to give them those chances. You don't want to give them those opportunities.
Really, between Dexter, Noel, and Jackson, they are all quick, they're all versatile, and it's very tough for any team to defend those three. And that's not even mentioning Petkovic, who is the facilitator, sitting right behind them in the midfield.
Yeah, to have, 4 attacking players like that is really a dangerous thing to have in your arsenal, because, you got to pay attention to all 4 of them. If you forget about one of them, that's the one that's going to get you. Dexter's been quiet so far tonight. Petkovic and Noel have goals. Jackson's looked lively. So, throughout the game, maybe Virginia Tech falls asleep on Dexter, and, that's the guy that's going to pop up at the back post and pop one in. And here he comes now. So, you just can't sleep on any of them.
Well, and we asked Jay Vinovich, with no more Edward Kiza, who do you expect to be the top goal scorer on this team? And he said, well, I'm not sure, but I'm perfectly okay doing it by committee. And so far, that seems as if it's worked out very well.
Yeah, and those are just, those are the guys that have been doing it the last couple of years. There's also, recruiting classes and talent coming through that's chomping at the bit to get on the field as well. So, the competition and the high level of play is really a good thing to have within your squad, and it forces everyone to get better.
Now Petkovic, an opportunity. Haugley in front of him, cuts to his left, and can't keep control. Well defended by Haugley. And out to Blacklock, who is newly into the contest for Virginia Tech, alongside Andrew Weber, who just passed that one to Strickler. No substitutions yet for the Panthers. David, that's another thing we are going to keep an eye on for tonight, is that the Panthers haven't gone too deep into their bench so far this season.
Yeah, I think they used 14 up at Syracuse, 12 the week before at Notre Dame. So Jay's really been using a small roster. And I think he has, guys that are really bought in and trained well and well coached. So I think he relies on those horses. And I think obviously you've got some depth, but also they've got some injuries and various issues with travel with some of the international guys. So he doesn't have his full roster at his disposal, and I think that's the case for most of these coaches at this point in time.
And it is certainly a year like no other in terms of off-season and preseason and trying to get your roster together and figuring out who you're going to have available, who is not available.
Yeah, it's definitely a different type of year. One of the things that we talked about this week was I think Virginia Tech and Pitt played pretty much this weekend last year.
Right.
But at that point in time, Virginia Tech was 6-2-2 and Pitt was 5-4-2. So those teams had 10 or 11 games in by this point. For Tech, it's their first official game today. So really unprecedented in terms of, dealing with COVID issues and getting the sports off the ground. But, we're so happy to be here tonight, and these guys are playing, and I'm sure Virginia Tech in particular is very happy to sort of finally get going. And now they're going to have to play catch-up, where I think they play Virginia on Tuesday night and then have another game the following weekend. So now they're going to play 3 games in 9 days after not having played for months.
That's right, and Mike Brizendine told us that he's proud of the way his team has been adaptable. They've responded well to the bizarre circumstances at the start of this season. And credits a lot of the veterans on the team for managing that and keeping this team focused amidst a very strange off-season. Campitano able to secure that one. And David, that's another thing that was interesting, is that Brizendine mentioned the adaptability of his team, and Jay Vidovich told us that Virginia Tech, as Dexter gets a break here, Zambetti able to come sky over that one and take it away from Dexter. But Jay Vidovich, you said he mentioned this last year prior to Virginia Tech as well, but said they are kind of like a chameleon, and that they can change colors wherever they go, adapt to their environment, whatever they're doing, and even gave us the good old Forrest Gump metaphor. They're like a box of chocolates. When you play the Hokies, you never really know what you're going to get.
Well, I mean, that's the benefit of them being so flexible tactically, being able to adapt to different situations, even within a game, make adjustments, and, use coaching to your advantage, use the tools, on your roster to your advantage. So it's good that they're able to do that.
Loffelson looking for another opportunity. Petkovic at the corner of the box. Chips one up, curves it, and was trying to find the head of a teammate. Noel and Dexter were in the area, but just too much on it. About 11 minutes left here in the first half. Panthers leading by 1.
I think Pitt will be happy with where the game is right now. Obviously, they'll be, looking to increase the pressure on Virginia Tech, maybe pick some more holes in the back if they can. But they need to manage the game, and I think that's really important. That's something that, they struggled with up at Syracuse. So can they make that adjustment to be able to manage this game? They're winning right now, so they need to be able to, hold on to what they have, make sure they're tight at the back, and see if they can increase their lead when they have an opportunity. For Tech, they need to be able to, not concede anymore, stay in the game, and be able to look for opportunities to get the equalizer as the game wears on.
David, for the first 20 or 25 minutes, we saw Virginia Tech with a lot of offense in the Panthers' half. But the past 10 minutes or so, it's been a lot of Pitt.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to be happy to get to halftime. There's 10 minutes to go, but this is where, one of those times you're going to see the legs, and you're going to need Virginia Tech to have the legs under them at this point in time and be able to use their depth and their bench.
Ordonez chases that one down. Strickler was looking to receive it. Foul called there as Petkovic went to the grass. Dave, we've seen a lot of good things from Filip Mirkovic in the midfield for Pittsburgh. Freshman from Serbia, very composed on the ball.
Yeah, he really does a nice job of kind of pulling the strings on things. I see him kind of sitting there in the holding center midfield position, and he's very calm and has a nice patience on the ball, and he's able to really distribute nicely and play some great diagonal balls out to the wingers.
He's joined by Jackson Walty in the holding mid, a junior from Switzerland, as we get another push in the back against Virginia Tech.
Walty's really solid in the middle there too. You don't necessarily hear his name a whole lot, but he just works. He's just a horse. He just wears down teams. You see him constantly checking to the ball, checking in and out, harassing people, trying to win the ball back for his team. Tech again trying to find Strickler over the top, see if he can win a foot race. Strickler struggling to get back a little bit right now. I feel like he's a little bit winded, but it's got to be hard first game back, you know.
Absolutely.
You can practice as much as you want, you can scrimmage as much as you want, but nothing matches the game level of exertion, you know, and energy that you put into it. So I'm sure those guys are thrilled to be back, but also feeling a way they haven't felt in a little while. You see Merkovich in the middle. Just nice and calm. Just drifts back down and sort of sit in between the center backs. That allows Pitt to push their fullbacks up. And that's really how they look to build out.
That's right. You see Loffelson all the way up on that right side, and he has contributed to a lot of the offense tonight. So that's something I expect we'll see for much of the second half as well. Is if Mirkovic is able to drop back, that allows Loffelson to press forward. And of course, that's how the second goal arrived. Loffelson made a beautiful run on the right side, received the pass from Jackson right over to Noel, and the Panthers took a 2-1 lead.
And here you see, I think it's Khalil Dover's coming on for Christo Strickler. So he definitely does need a little bit of a break. Dover's a big physical presence. We've heard about him. He's had a great camp. Coach Brizendine was telling us, so it'll be interesting to see if he can make an impact on this game. And I think that's, you know, one of the nice moves that Virginia Tech has in their arsenal, to be able to take Strickler off, get him some air, and throw Dover out there that's still going to run at and cause problems for the Pitt back line.
Malty intercepted a pass in the midfield. Looked like for a second the Panthers were going to have an opportunity to attack. We talked about Mirkovic very composed on the ball, but really it's been this entire defense and midfield units for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, there's just some excellent skill on the team, you know, and the same thing with Virginia Tech, but, you know, these guys are really excellent soccer players, and they have excellent fundamental technical skills.
Dexter trying to get back to defend. Bloomer making the run past Dexter, but now the senior comes up with it for the Panthers.
That's great work by Dexter. Something that he's added to his game, that ability to get back and work back for the ball. Really nice to see. Now Tech has it back there.
Virginia Tech coming off 4 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances. Of course, looking to make it 5. If it happens, that NCAA tournament will be held in the spring. Pittsburgh, meanwhile, coming off its first NCAA tournament since 1965.
Great tackle by Crivella there to stop the play. Pereira had a good run through the Panthers and was looking to cause problems. The left back, Crivella, made a big stop, and now it's a Panthers free kick.
Center referee having a word with Jacob Labovitz.
Yeah, the pace of play has certainly dropped off as we enter the last 5 minutes of this first half. Be interesting to see if either team pushes to get another goal before the break, or if both teams are happy to kind of sit back and possess and take this result into halftime. I think, you know, both teams would be certainly kind of happy with where they are. You know, Virginia Tech has done well. They're organized, they've competed well. They're in the game, they're on the board, so I think that, you know, they've got a lot to be happy about. The Panthers in the lead. Obviously, I think that they can clean some things up, and I think that, you know, their coach will probably expect them to be better. But they're winning, so they're definitely doing a lot of the things that they want to be doing. Another substitution for Virginia Tech. Looks like Alex Ajeti has come on, number 30.
Jetty, a sophomore from Ghana. Played in one match last season for the Hokies and looking to make an impact here. Just about 2.5 minutes away from halftime. Dave, we talked early on about the defense from Pittsburgh and how they looked in comparison to Tuesday against Syracuse. Over the last 15 minutes or so, they've looked very different, and there's been a lot of improvement. You would think Jay Vidovich is probably pretty pleased.
Yeah, I think that they've been organized and they've done well sort of staying together and being able to shut down threats as they've come in. Obviously, Virginia Tech has sort of looked to attack them in a few different ways, over the top, play balls in from the side, but it's been the set pieces that have looked most dangerous, and that's how Virginia Tech got their goal. So I think that that's obviously something the Panthers will look to limit. But I'm not sure that Virginia Tech has put a whole lot of pressure on the Panthers' back line. I don't think they've really been pressing them quite the way that we thought that they might. So it's been a little bit, they haven't faced the pressure we thought they might.
And now a shot on from a Jetty to the right of the goal. It looked like Andrew Weber thought there was a deflection, pleading with the referee, but it will be a goal kick for the Panthers. And David, looks like Christo Strickler is going to get an extended rest at the end of this first half and then into halftime. And I would expect him to come out with some energy to start half number 2.
He was very active in this first half. He did cause problems for the Panther back line. He did challenge balls over the top. He is a physical presence, got the goal off the header from the set piece, so he's definitely gassing up for the second half right now.
Crivillo in Washington collapse on the gap there. Weber was trying to squeeze through in the Panther goal box. David, as you said, not quite as many scoring opportunities in the tail end as Campuzano almost lost that ball. Not as many scoring opportunities in the tail end of this first half, but certainly expect plenty in the second half. As we conclude our first 45 minutes of action, David, what did you see? What do you expect to see as we conclude next after this with the final 45 minutes today?
Well, I think both teams have done very well in the first half. I think the game's poised excellently for a very good second half. I think Virginia Tech will be very happy that they've performed as well as they have. They're in the game, they're holding their own, and the Panthers, I think, will be maybe a little bit disappointed that they have allowed Virginia Tech to have as much of the game as they have had. So I think that those will be the challenges for the second half for Virginia Tech. You want to hold the Panthers off. Can you get a draw or a win out of this game? For the Panthers, they have to be looking to put Virginia Tech away in the second half.
This has been a good one. You see plenty of those in the ACC. 2-1 Pittsburgh, 6 shots for each team. The Panthers with 5 on goal, Virginia Tech with 3. The Hokies have not had a corner kick yet. Panthers have had 3 for half number 2. David, what do you expect to see here in the second half?
Well, I think a lot of more of the same. I think attack and play from both sides. Which team's going to be best defensively? I'm curious to see how the legs hold up for both teams, with Virginia Tech this being their first game of the season, and Pitt Panthers having played double overtime Tuesday night. I do see that Khalil Dover has stayed in to start the second half of Virginia Tech in place of Jacob Labovitz, but other than that, looks like both teams are the same way they started the game.
Panthers will certainly appreciate some rest, as their next game is not until Friday at Virginia, following the quick turnaround since that Tuesday night game against Syracuse.
We do still have light rain coming down, so that may affect some of the play in the second half. This is a quick field, especially when it's wet.
Long ball sent over. Loffelson trying to intercept the pass. He did get a foot on it, but McDowell now crosses in. Headed by Crevilla. Walty will clear it.
And Tech's definitely come out on the front foot. You see him pushing it a bit, playing down the left-hand side, playing through Kyle McDowell, trying to get him forward from the left-back position, and now they've won a corner and a valuable set piece.
And that is the first Virginia Tech corner of the match. They didn't have any in the first half, and now just a minute and 15 seconds into the second here, Daniel Pereira will line it up for the Hokies. Opportunity here for Virginia Tech to tie the match.
And they have some big targets in the middle.
Ball bends in. Campuzano got a finger on it, it looked like. And yes, indeed, it will be another Virginia Tech corner. A dangerous spot for the corner there. Well struck by Pereira.
A lot of versatility in this Virginia Tech team, so be curious to see. I'm sure they've got a few design plays, a few different looks that they can give an opponent. You see they set up to be able to do a short corner, so that's one look that they can give, but it's probably going into the big boys.
And Kyle McDowell also in the corner here, but Pereira will take it. Headed away by Washington. Kenua trying to keep the attack alive. Strickler heads that one. Campuzano comes out to get it.
Strong play by the goalie there. That's what you want to see, being decisive.
And Nico Campuzano with 2 saves tonight for Pittsburgh. The Hokies have had 3 shots on goal. Of course, the 1 goal coming from Christo Strickler in the first half.
Campuzano had a big night up at Syracuse in the week as well. He made some big saves, obviously, with in a 3-2 win, so that was extremely important, and he's done well.
Noel through ball to Jackson. He's got pace, but this time McDowell sends it back to his keeper. And Zambetti sends it forward. Pereira, as you can see, appreciated some rest at halftime. He's got a lot of energy to start this second half. Through ball to Jackson. Streaking down the right side, crosses it in, and there's Dexter for the goal. Beautiful run by Jackson, beautiful ball sent to Dexter in the middle, who finishes it off.
That's a clinical finish by Alexander Dexter from right around the penalty spot. Low, drives it home, no doubt about it. That's a very important finish for this Panthers team to take control of the game early in the second half.
Third goal of the night for the Panthers, and each coming from a different scorer. And Jay Vidovich said he is happy to have an offense that scores by committee. That's what we've seen tonight. Petkovic, Noel, and now Dexter scoring the goals for Pittsburgh, and the Panthers now have a 2-goal lead with about 42 minutes to go here at Ambrose Urbanic Field.
Bertine Jackson was the provider, created space down the right-hand side, got a ball across the middle, and it was even so tempting that I believe Noel actually let it go for Dexter behind him. So they had a couple guys buzzing around the hive, and Dexter knew exactly what to do with it. It was an absolutely brilliant finish. Clinical.
And Alexander Dexter, of course, a senior for the Panthers, but David Bertine Jackson is doing all this in his freshman year. And that is Scary for the rest of the ACC to know that they're going to have to deal with that guy for 4 seasons.
Yeah, he's scary good. He really is. And, you know, he's got all the tools you need, the speed, the skill. You know, obviously he's got strength and power. And being able to finish, he's not afraid to take a shot, and he knows how to put it in the right place. So it's been really good to see, and I'm very excited to see his development over the course of a few years.
Now, of course, plenty of time still for Virginia Tech to come back in this match. It is 3-1 Pitt.
I was surprised the second half started as openly as it did, because it really, you know, both teams came out going right from the first whistle of the second half. And, you know, the first half kind of ended cagey and possession based, but the second half both teams are really going for it.
Well done by Campiathano to reach up and secure that one. And he'll go right back to that right side for Laffelson. David, we talked at halftime. Panthers really using that right side of the field in the first half to start some offense.
Yeah, they like to get Laffelson up from the right back position. He's combined well with Jackson. Jackson also has the legs to stretch things out down here as well. So it's definitely been successful for the Pitt Panthers down the right-hand side. We'll see if they're able to use the left as successfully. Great pressure by the Panthers there, putting Durst under pressure, winning a throw-in.
What a career for Alexander Dexter for the Panthers. Senior from Brooklyn with 14 assists in his Panther career. Scored a goal obviously there, but those 14 assists tie for second in the history of this program. And you expect him to, of course, accumulate many more throughout the rest of this season.
Yeah, and arguably another one, because from an eligibility standpoint, this is a free year for all these guys, so you get a free year of eligibility, so maybe he'll even have numbers next year as well. But just a dynamic player. He's able to create, he's able to finish, he's really able to stretch the field, and he has added those components to his game where he's able to fight back and win the ball and really give defenders problems in a lot of ways. So he's really done well to develop himself as a player, Alexander Dexter.
Panthers still applying plenty of pressure.
Yeah, got a little hairy back there for the goalkeeper. He couldn't quite get rid of it quickly enough. It was a good challenge came in, but he was able to clear it successfully.
David, this is a lot of what we saw in the first half. Panthers trying to possess and keep the ball. Difference is now you can clearly see the sense of urgency from Virginia Tech now that Pittsburgh has a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, Virginia Tech definitely needed to keep it tight at the back and not concede again. So that's definitely going to cause them problems. And Pitt's smelling blood. I've seen this look from them before, so we'll see if they push on to try and get another one and really try to put this game away. Again, for Virginia Tech, they've got to find a way back in again. So we'll see what they're able to do. If they're able to build up in play or create set pieces, we'll see.
And it really is interesting to see just how high Laffelson was on that previous play. He was all the way in the box as Virginia looking for a counterattack here, and Walty has taken on Laffelson's position at right back for the time being. And he heads it away there. And there is Laffelson to receive the head from Walty.
And I think that shows some of the flexibility of the Pitt team with Filip Mirkovic and Jackson Walty playing holding center midfield position. They can slide in and help the D.
Well, tried to chip it up over the defense to Dexter, but headed away by Blumler.
I did notice Andrew Webber, number 12, there has been on for the second half. And he's been able to impact the midfield for Virginia Tech and help them get forward a little bit more.
Pereira in a dangerous position, has a go. Campiathano dove for it. Unfortunately, just wide of the post, and it looks like he did get a finger on it, or maybe a deflection there, David. Not quite sure I saw it, but nonetheless, it is a corner for Virginia Tech.
I think the referee indicated that he got a fingertip on it, and that was a good effort by Daniel Pereira, who's been quite active in the midfield for Virginia Tech. But, you know, games can change very, very quickly. So, you know, a goal for Virginia Tech, they're right back in it, and there's a lot of time left to play in this game.
Nice sequence on the corner kick. Pereira has a nice shot. Well stopped by Campiathano, but he is not afraid to fire it up from anywhere.
No, it's a great chance and a huge save by Campiathano, and that's exactly what I'm talking about, that could have been a game changer, that could have got Virginia Tech right back in it, and I think that those are the type of plays that they'll be looking for throughout this second half, to make sure that they can keep it tight at the back and look to get back on the score sheet.
David, Pereira has been very active in the offense, but Strickler has been quiet ever since his goal, really. What can Virginia Tech do to get him more involved?
Well, I think they've been struggling to find the ball at his feet. He's been hanging back in the midfield. It looks like Dover's playing more of the striker position, so Strickler's playing a bit more attacking centre midfield, I think, trying to generate things, but he's just struggling to find the ball, so his teammates have to help find the ball for him and get it to him so that he can be a part of the play and help get things going.
Looked like Noel may have wanted a foul there. Nothing called.
There's been some good midfield battles today, Jason. It's something that I've enjoyed seeing on both sides of the ball. Both teams have some really good, strong players. And number 8, Mayola Kanu, has really impressed me. He's seen a lot of the ball and really distributed well. Nick Blacklock here on the ball. He's been dangerous for Virginia Tech as well.
There's another midfield battle there between Mirkovic and Strickler. That's got to be tough for a referee. We've seen so many of those tonight where there's contact from behind, the offensive player trying to shield the ball away. Sometimes you call it, sometimes you don't. Not easy for the ref.
Yeah, he's been doing a good job. He's managed a good game. So there you saw Tech getting the ball in the Strickler's feet a little bit, trying to get something going. There was a lot of tangles going on in the middle, and now you see another foul called. Some words of encouragement from the referee. Dexter really harrying Blumler back there, forcing him to make decisions with the ball. He found the goalie as the outlet and was able to relieve the pressure, but Dexter was definitely looking to take it off him.
Blumler, one of the defenders for Virginia Tech, who has gotten starts before, 10 matches last season, is a senior for the Hokies. But as you said, Alexander Dexter with the 3rd goal tonight and being able to start some offense for the Panthers throughout this match.
Yeah, I think it's kind of been a lot like the first 2 games we've seen for the Panthers, where, you know, they have had moments where they've played extremely well, but they've also had moments where they've made mistakes or allowed teams to create problems for them. And I remember seeing that in both the Notre Dame game and the Syracuse game. So I think it's going to be important for the Panthers to become a more clinical side, to be able to put teams away a bit better. And for Virginia Tech, I'd be extremely encouraged with this tonight. Obviously, they're not where they want to be, but for the first game out, I think they've been really well organized and they've created a lot and they've connected well. So I would be encouraged from a Virginia Tech perspective as well. But the game's really been enjoyable to watch. A lot of good attacking play and a lot of skill from both sides.
The Hokies actually have more shots tonight than Pittsburgh. Virginia Tech with 8, the Panthers with 7. However, 6 on goal for Pittsburgh and just 4 for the Hokies. We get a sub there as Labovitz is back in. Khalil Dover will take a seat for Virginia Tech. Panthers have still yet to make a substitution so far tonight, but they do have a 3-1 lead.
And I see the Pitt Panthers subs on the other side going through the rigorous workout, so quite possibly we'll see some fresh legs soon. Loffelson getting forward again, has found Petkovic.
And now Dexter, overlapping run from Crivillo, cross sent in, nobody there for the Panthers. Cleared away by McDowell. Now Labovitz looking for an opening. Finds it on the other side of the field. Virginia Tech will look to make a run.
Nice spell of possession here for Virginia Tech. They've been able to possess and control the ball quite well. Knocking it around, finding feet. This is the game they want to be playing.
They're using both sides of the field. Started out this possession over here on the left side, then went to the right, flipped it all the way back over to the left, and now you see where it is now. Just searching for an opening. Panther defense has done well tonight. But 30 more minutes of play for Pittsburgh to maintain this lead, and for Virginia Tech, they're searching for a way to break down this Panther defense and score 2 goals to possibly even this match.
It's going to be an interesting last half hour. Both teams have plenty to build on, plenty to work for. Obviously, Pitt Panthers will be looking to put this game away to ensure that they get the victory. For Virginia Tech, a lot of work to be done in terms of continuing to build up their legs, their possession, being able to, gel as a team, and can they get back in the game? Can they get back on the scoreboard and force the last half an hour to be, as competitive as possible? I do want to mention, Jason, today is World Mental Health Day, so I just want to make sure that people are aware that even soccer players and coaches and referees can have tough times mentally, and I know that a lot of people are experiencing tough times right now. So I just want to send a message. If you need to talk to someone or if you need some help, reach out. There's a lot of services available for people. But the challenges of the game sometimes can be tough on the brain. So, if you need some help, go get it.
That's right, David. Very important to note that. And certainly in times like this.
Yeah, I used to tell players all the time, I mean, I don't know what you're going to struggle with, but I know you're going to struggle with something. So when you do, let's work on some solutions and get some help. So, especially college students, things are difficult, especially being a college student athlete or, whatever. Everyone's got their own challenges. So just to hang in there and keep working, keep fighting.
Jay Vidovich specifically mentioned to us that what's going on right now in the traveling and the weird restrictions that go along with that are taxing on these players and coaches, and now more than ever, very important, as you said, to reach out and make sure that we're spreading awareness on that topic.
Virginia Tech's definitely seen more of the ball in the second half. They've done a better job of possessing it, I think, and creating some opportunities.
Labovitz now sent back in. Washington able to stop the attack there. Pass came in from McDowell.
I thought he might have a shot there, but he chose to feed it into the middle, and I thought there was an opportunity for him to have a rip, but he didn't take it, chose to feed it in, and the Pitt was able to break up the play.
Kovic not happy about the call here. Virginia Tech going to take a quick free kick. Hokies clearly not going away in this match. They want the opportunity to come back and make this a close game down the stretch.
Yeah, they're playing, and they're playing well. They've certainly been punished in a couple moments by the Panthers, but, you know, they came to compete. They got off the bus. They've traveled well, and they're definitely competing at a high level with the #2 team in the country right now.
Jackson crosses in over Durst, but past Noel, and Dexter unable to secure it before it goes out of play.
And it looks like there's some substitutions coming for Pitt, so I think they're going to take this opportunity to get some fresh legs on the field and give some guys a rest and work to manage the last 25 minutes of this game. But substitutions can be a blessing and a curse, so you need to make sure that the guys that are coming on are ready for the pace of play and ready for the challenge that's coming their way. There needs to be no letdown for the Panthers. So sometimes when you change out personnel, it can lead to a letdown or a mistake to be made. So the Panthers need to be really, really careful not to give Virginia Tech an opportunity or a route back into this game. So they want to make sure that they're clean.
And it is the 66th minute now when we will see our first Panther substitutions of the night. Luke Mort coming on, redshirt freshman, along with Sito Sena for Pittsburgh.
I believe Matt Bailey came on for Dexter as well, up top.
And that is right, David. Bailey in for Dexter.
He gets right in the action as well, so he's ready for the pace of play. Don't think you got to worry about Matt Bailey, but he's always ready to play. He's a real gamer, you know. He isn't afraid to mix it up, puts himself around a lot, and really works hard.
And Bailey was actually dealing with an injury throughout this week. Weren't sure we would see him in the action tonight, but good to see him out there for the Panthers. And Dexter and Jackson getting a breather offensively for Pittsburgh.
Pitt, I think, has been very active. Pekovic works hard in the middle there. Noel's had a good game up top. He's been very hard, working hard as well. Not able to pull it off there. Concedes a goal kick, but, you know, the Panthers have really been going at it. Maybe starting to see some of the signs of fatigue from the long week now with those guys, but we'll see.
And David, Jay Vidovich talks about how challenging the quick turnaround can be. And if they can get 2 wins out of this week, where they had 2 games in the span of just 5 days, I think Jay Vidovich would be very happy to walk away from this week with 2 W's.
Absolutely. And he talked to us about just how hard the travel is. And I think that that's something that we forget, you know, but,
right.
You know, they, Virginia Tech rode a bus up here for, you know, 8 hours wearing masks on a coach bus. You know, the travel is hard for guys. And I know that Coach Vidovich mentioned how coming back from Syracuse, they didn't get back from Syracuse till 5 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. And so, you know, you can't really have a productive day there, and the students have to go to class, and people are banged up, so it's hard to get quality practice time in the subsequent days as well. So there's a lot of challenges of lots of games in a short amount of time.
Noel with an opportunity here, chips it, and a nice stop there for Virginia Tech, and Valentin Noel is going to want that one back. Zambetti with the save for the Hokies. And David, you have to think if the Panthers score there, this game's just about over. So good job by Matt Zambetti to make the stop.
Yeah, Noel went for the finesse over the power, and the keeper sniffed it out. So good save by the keeper there. Didn't quite come off for Noel.
But the Panthers clearly looking to still add to their goal total tonight.
Yeah, Noel's still frustrated by that miss, and, you know, he's going to be frustrated by it, but that's why you got to keep working and you got to learn from the game. So maybe next time he's in that position, he'll do something different. You know, maybe slide it home or go for the power.
And now Noel will leave the match. Coming in for Pittsburgh, Luis Lara.
Lara's from Mexico City. He's been a useful addition to this squad. We've seen him a couple times, so we'll see if he's able to gain some traction today and maybe get himself on the score sheet.
Throw from Lafelsund. And Petkovic has a go, and a rip from Petkovic. But Zambetti there for the stop.
Petkovic found the ball and was able to turn quickly and get the shot off, and that was a good opportunity. Another good save by Zambetti that was much needed. Keeps the game close.
And David, you can see the energy from the new offensive players into the match for the Panthers. Even with a 3-1 lead, you've got Lara, Bailey, and Luke Mort all applying some pressure in Virginia Tech territory.
Yeah, and that's the hunger that you want out of your squad. You know, these guys are desperate for minutes, so when they get out there, they want to impress, they want to be productive, they want to get on the score sheet, they want to help their team win. So there's no shortage of motivation for all those guys. They'll be desperate to make an impact.
And Coach Jay Vidovich specifically mentioned Matt Bailey and Luis Lara when talking about players that could also contribute to the scoring this year. It's not just those starters in Noel, Jackson, Dexter, Petkovic, but Bailey as well. Along with Lara, he expects to see big things from them this year. And would like to see them scoring some goals as well.
Yeah, and I haven't seen any. Well, I haven't seen the defenders get on the score sheet yet this season, and I'm sure that that's coming too, because I made note of the last game. Bryce Washington gets up a lot. Ordonez gets up a lot on the corners and the set pieces, so you can expect some secondary scoring from those guys as this season progresses.
And as we've seen tonight, of course, Lafelsund as well, making his way well into Virginia Tech territory on multiple occasions.
Yeah, he's hungry, gets up into the play a lot. These guys are all looking for it. They're locked in.
David, it's tough to see a way right now in which Virginia Tech can break through and find the 2 goals that they need to tie this match. Pittsburgh has really dominated possession in the recent play.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking for something special out of someone, a spark created. So you need, you know, one of your top players to do something special, you know. So you're looking for Strickler to make an impact. You're looking for Kanoa to make an impact, Leibovitz to score. So, you know, someone's got to step up and force a momentum change.
There's a through ball along the left side for McDowell. Perhaps this is a chance for Virginia Tech. Lennon in the midfield. Tried to chip it up over the defense.
They've been working hard for it. Leibovitz has had some good chances. He's been dangerous up there. Strickler has the goal. He's obviously going to be a threat everywhere. Here's a throw coming, so that's how Virginia Tech got their goal earlier in the game, and I see Sev Haugley getting up there into the play, so maybe this is the time.
Ordonez heads it away there. Lennon turns around, has it taken away. Now Lara looking to counter for the Panthers. You said it, David. That was how Virginia Tech got their first goal tonight. McDowell on the long throw. Leibovitz got a head on it, and then Strickler finished it off. Tried to do something similar there, but this time the Panthers were ready for it.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating going against the Pitt Panther team. I mean, they are really solid. You know, there's not a lot of weaknesses. There's, you know, front to back, top to bottom. That's a really solid college soccer team. And they're going to be tough to break down. So Virginia Tech's done well in this game. They'll be looking to continue to improve. Obviously, they're trying to get the second goal and see if they can get a result out of this game. But you know, really a ton of positives for Virginia Tech tonight, even if they don't get the win or a tie.
Substitutions now for the Hokies. Chris Little entering the match. And looks like Nick Blacklock going to take a break.
And I love the activity out of Virginia Tech, how they're moving in, looking for the ball. You know, they're very much engaged. They're very much working through this match, meeting the challenges, trying to break down the barriers and the opposition. I think Pereira there has been bright tonight. He's seen a lot of the ball. He's kept them moving forwards.
Just a little too much on that ball from Chris Little.
And here's where Virginia Tech has to be careful, though, because they have a good play, they have good build-up. But, you know, when the Panthers get the ball back, they can score quickly. So I think that, you know, Virginia Tech can't switch off for a second. They need to make sure that they stay in this.
David, that's got to make it even tougher when you're down to really invest in your attack when you know the Panthers have been so effective on the counterattack tonight.
Yeah, for sure. So you got to be careful, but you know, Tech's been set up pretty well at the back, and they've been solid. They've been working really hard. You know, their fitness has been good, and they've connected passes well, and their organization has really impressed me tonight.
We've got two teams tonight who have head coaches who have done a tremendous job in turning around these programs. Of course, Jay Vidovich now in his 5th season with the Panthers, leading them to their first NCAA tournament since 1965. First time since 2002, the Panthers won their first 2 road games of a season. In this #2 ranking, they've got the highest in the history of the program. And David, when you really think about the fact that it's only been the 5th season now for Jay Vidovich, really remarkable what he's doing here at Pitt.
Yeah, I've lived in Pittsburgh for a while. It's extremely impressive what Coach Vidovich and his staff have been able to do here at the University of Pittsburgh with the soccer program. I mean, to make them, you know, a national contender is really incredible. And for a lot of people that have been around Pittsburgh for a while, you know, I'm not sure that we thought Pitt could get to the status they're at soccer-wise right now. So it's really, really good to see. And obviously, you know, makes everyone associated with the University of Pittsburgh extremely proud to see a team doing this well.
And they've, of course, had big wins over the last couple of years, defeating the #1 team in the nation, Virginia, last season. But this is the year you really feel, David, that they can string together multiple wins like that and really have constant continued success on the national level.
Yeah, I think the challenge continues to be winning the ACC games, and ultimately they want to win the ACC title. And I think that, you know, you see the 2 wins at Notre Dame and Syracuse on the road. Those are wins that Pitt didn't used to get in soccer in the ACC. So the fact that they're getting those types of wins, even Virginia Tech, they've only beaten Virginia Tech once before in program history. So, you know, if they win tonight, it's only the 2nd time.
Pereira tries to bend it in a good sequence there by the Hokies.
Yeah, it's a nice chance created. Pereira again looking very dangerous. Not quite able to put it in the goal, but comes pretty close. I think that the win against Virginia last year was really, you know, to me, the biggest one. The one where they, you know, they beat the #1 team in the country on the road. And I think it's going to be interesting how they, you know, they go to Virginia after this game at Virginia. And I'm sure that the University of Virginia is going to be ready to get some revenge for that loss last year. So I think that that's going to be a massive challenge if they are able to close out tonight and get the win, to go down to now Virginia as the #2 team in the country, as the favorite. And are you able to get a result down there this time? You know, because they're not going to sneak up on Virginia this time.
Right.
And you could argue maybe they did last year.
Virginia currently #5 in the United Soccer Coaches poll. So we are set for what's likely to be a top 5 matchup.
And one thing that favors the Panthers is that due to rescheduling, this Virginia Tech team is going to play Virginia on Tuesday night. So that Virginia team is going to have a shorter week. But, you know, you think about for Virginia Tech now, after playing the #2 team in the country, they get to go play #5 Virginia. So it's definitely the start of the season is now upon them, and now they've got to really work hard and buckle down with games. So their preparation is going to change a bit from getting ready for games to sort of managing the squad and managing the workload.
That match against Virginia at Virginia on Friday, set for 6 o'clock. And another night of what should be some very exciting ACC soccer.
Yeah, these games aren't dull. There's always stuff going on, plenty of action. You know, we've had 4 goals tonight. We may well get some more, we'll see. Really high level of competition.
And look at the effort there from Mort. And foul called on Virginia Tech. David, that's the type of effort that you can get when you bring people off the bench. An incredible play there by Mort.
Yeah, and that's huge for Luke Mort, because that's what you want to show your coaches, that you're engaged in the game in every level, and even though you're playing on the right wing, you're getting back and defending and breaking up an attack for the opposition. So that's really strong from Luke Mort there. And I know that he's a local boy from Greensburg, so it's always good to see the local kids doing well for Pitt Panthers, and there's quite a few of them on this squad, so it's good to see them getting their chances.
Luke Mort went to Greensburg Central Catholic. Pereira has a go, stopped by Campiathano, and he's able to make the second stop as well.
Another big save by Campiathano from Pereira. That's 2 really good goal-scoring opportunities he's had.
Now through ball sent to Bailey.
And here you see the challenge for Tech, because within seconds of Campiathano catching that ball, Pitt's up in the other end attacking now.
10 minutes to go here. Panthers looking to form another attack, perhaps add 1 more goal onto their total tonight. Petkovic, Noel, and Dexter, the goal scorers for Pittsburgh, and Christo Strickler for Virginia Tech. But time running out now for the Hokies.
And I think that Dexter goal to start the second half really dictated the tempo of the second half, because Virginia Tech has tried to get back into it and try to find a second goal for themselves, but they just haven't been able to, and the Panthers have been able to keep them off the board and really solidify what looks to be a solid result for them.
This would be the first time since 2015 that Virginia Tech would not win its season opener. They've won 4 in a row in their first match of the year. And of course, one of the things that makes that more difficult to extend this year is the immediate entry into ACC competition. Normally, obviously, have the non-conference slate prior to conference action.
You really have no wiggle room.
That's right,
Jason, with this schedule. And so, you know, there's no non-conference games. Here comes Pereira again.
And another nice stop by Campiathano. And he comes out to secure it. He's had a really nice night, David.
I think that he's done extremely well. He's, you know, made some really good saves. I think Pereira's going to be, you know, seeing him in his sleep maybe a little bit. So, very good difference maker. It's a big night of soccer for the city of Pittsburgh, because the Pittsburgh Riverhounds are always also playing tonight in the USL playoffs. So we hope they're doing well. It's another good indicator of the strength of soccer in this region. The Riverhounds are doing real well. The Pitt Panthers are doing real well. The women's Pitt team is doing extremely well. So it's good to see so much good soccer in the city of Pittsburgh.
That's right, Panther women had an exciting win over Boston College on Thursday night. No shortage of goals here at Ambrose Urbanic Field over the last few nights. That one was a 7-goal match with the Eagles. Panthers coming out on top in that one.
It's important that Pitt stays focused and they're able to close out this game. Obviously, Virginia Tech is not going away. They're going to keep knocking on the door. They're going to keep asking questions.
And it looks like Alexander Dexter is getting set to check back into this game. As if it could get any harder for Virginia Tech to try and make a comeback. The Panthers' third goal scorer of tonight, Alexander Dexter, looking to re-enter this match with 6 minutes to go.
Yeah, Virginia Tech's battled all night. I'm really happy to see how well they've played. I know their coach will be encouraged by how well they've played. You know, so much adversity to overcome, so many obstacles. Finally, these young men get to play college soccer tonight. So I'm very happy for them that they get to play the game that we love. I was itching to get down on the field today, but I'm not allowed. I know I'm not allowed, but, you know, wouldn't mind getting a little run out.
Yeah, especially when we first arrive here, David. We get here a couple hours before the match. We just see an empty pitch.
I know.
It's tough. It's tough to not.
I'm trying to behave myself, Jason, so I'm trying to obey all the rules. Don't want to violate any protocols.
That's right. Know. That's right. We're not allowed on the field area.
I
Obviously.
Know. It's almost worse when you tell someone they can't do something, right. You know, like you see a lot of that now with, you know, people that never trained that hard before, but now you tell them they can't train and they're like, oh,
right.
Man, I really want to train. So when you get the opportunity to train, you appreciate it that much more. When you get the opportunity to play, you appreciate it that much more, you know. So I think that is the beautiful outcome of all of this, is that I think we all appreciate it a little bit more.
Absolutely. I think that goes for anything around this time with everything going on. Anything that you had before that you don't have now, well, you've gained a stronger appreciation, as Virginia Tech is going to add one more. And with 5 minutes left, we've got a game here, David. Christo Strickler gets his second of the night. And you see in the back, Sievert Haugley saying, hey, let's keep going. We've got a match on our hands. And suddenly, with 5 minutes to go, David, things getting exciting here.
Yeah, I mean, it's like low-key, high level, high intensity. You know, they've been buzzing around the whole second half, but not really able to get that second goal. And there it is. You know, Strickler at the back post gets on the end of the ball from Khalil Dover. Really nice play by him to set it up. So we'll see if Virginia Tech has the legs to get another one, because they could still get a draw or even a win out of this tonight.
How about this? Panthers immediately going the other way. Dexter tried to get it to Jackson. Now back to Petkovic.
And if there is an Achilles heel for this Pitt Panthers team, I think we're seeing it. You know, they haven't been able to put teams away as effectively as you would hope. You know, whether that's Notre Dame or that's Syracuse or tonight Virginia Tech, they need to be able to put these teams away, because I think you see and everyone knows, you know, you can't give second chances and you can't let teams hang around because they will punish you. And the Virginia Tech sideline was very upset there. They wanted a foul from the referee. They didn't get it.
Strickler now to his right for Blacklock. Working on Crivillo. Cross sent in, and they want a handball. It's not going to be called. Instead, it's a corner. And if that were called, Virginia Tech would have had a penalty with an opportunity to tie this match.
And I think that very easily could have been called a penalty, Jason. I'm surprised that it wasn't, to be honest. Virginia Tech has a couple players down at the halfway line. They're cramping. Pereira's still down from the challenge he took. Looks like he may also have a cramp. Now the assistant referee and referee are talking about, I assume, the incident, about whether or not it may be a handball and a penalty kick for Virginia Tech.
Daniel Pereira and Mayola Kanua, the two that were down. Looks like Pereira is still down at the moment. But they have played every minute of this game tonight. And of course, being the first of the season for Virginia Tech, would expect some challenges in playing a full 90 right off the bat here. And Pereira As you can see now, walking off the pitch. 3 minutes to go. Certainly not the time the Hokies would want to lose a player of his caliber. But Cameron Lennon will enter. And the Hokies with a critical corner kick here. 3 minutes to go. And an opportunity to tie this thing up.
And if the Panthers do hold on to win this game, they can consider themselves extremely lucky, because I've seen that given a penalty many, many times. And so they definitely got lucky there, in my opinion.
That's right. We're not obviously as close as the officials, but certainly Virginia Tech players thought that should have been called a handball. Cross sent in on the corner, headed just over the bar. Well done by Labovitz to get ahead on that one. And Campuzano did make the dive, and just a bit high and left off the head of Labovitz. So the Panthers will maintain their 1-goal lead, and it looks like Filip Mirkovic is set to re-enter the match for the Panthers.
Yeah, Pitt survived another dangerous set piece there. So they'll need to be careful not to concede any more of those set pieces the rest of the game. You don't want to give unnecessary opportunities for Virginia Tech to get set up, to get their big guys forward for another set piece.
Now the Panthers have their starting 11 back on the field for the final 3 minutes of this one.
And you need calm, cool heads. Make sure you're able to close it out. You're winning 3-2, so, you know, nothing stupid at this point. Everything's safe and smart.
Mirkovic with a little 1-2 to Crivillo. Jackson touches on to Petkovic. Crosses over, Noel is there. Open net, and Noel slots it home.
Great
Seals
finish.
the deal for the Panthers.
Noel again, his second of the night. He's in there at the back post. Petkovic finds him. He's able to just tap it home. 4-2 Pitt. They needed that one.
A huge goal for Valentin Noel. Receiving the love from his teammates. And how about this offense, David? 4 goals tonight against a Virginia Tech team that has played well and is expected to be a solid squad in the ACC this year, and the Panthers put 4 on the scoreboard.
Well, that's a really nice goal by Valentin Noel. You do feel like it seals the game for Pitt, but Virginia Tech is not giving up. Great to see. They're going to keep buzzing. You see how the game turned, though, right there. Virginia Tech could have had a penalty kick that you assume they could have made it 3-3. Instead, it's a corner which Pitt defends. They're able to then go up the other end and do what Pitt does, which is generate offense and score goals.
Well, you said it earlier. These games can change so quickly. And we nearly saw that in the past few minutes, but Noel, with just the keeper in front of him, able to touch it past Zambetti and in for the Panthers.
I do want to say, though, it's been a really strong performance by Virginia Tech. I've been extremely impressed with them to come up here, you know, put in such a strong account of himself, compete so well, play so well. They've done very well, and they can hold their head up high tonight that they've done everything within their power to get a result here tonight. Really good stuff from Virginia Tech. For University of Pittsburgh, just really solid attacking team. I think that they've really done what they do, which is score goals and generate offense. Bertine Jackson there working hard down to the end, gets dragged down and wins the foul.
The speed is just unreal, David. I mean, while he's dribbling the ball up the field, able to stay in front of those defenders and draw a foul, he is a special player.
Yeah. And he doesn't look like he's really, really strong, but he is. He's like sneaky strong. So really good play by him. I think for Pitt, the lesson for them is that, you know, if they're not careful, they're gonna get beat one of these nights. You know, and I think that that's probably the lesson for them, is that if they're not sharp every single night, you know, teams are coming here to play the #2 team in the country, so they're no longer the underdog to anyone, and they need to know that there's a target on their backs. But credit to Virginia Tech for a great effort tonight, and credit to the Pitt Panthers on another solid win.
And it is amazing to think about where this team was just a few years ago, to think about the conversations we're having now. They are not an underdog anymore. And that will do it here from Ambrose Urbanic Field. The Panthers 4-2 winners over Virginia Tech. They improved to 3-0 on